Welcome to the Karizma Speaks podcast. Karizma delves deep into the heart of the controversy, uncovering truths and voicing opinions on provocative topics, fair use commentary, analytical insights, and a search for justice. This isn't for the faint of heart. Viewer discretion is strongly advised. The exposing continues right here on Karizma Speaks.
Listen, y'all. I didn't come here to start no mess, and I definitely didn't come here to spread no lies. What I said is what I've lived. It's what I saw. You don't like it? Well, that's your problem. But don't come at me talking about false claims. Ain't nothing I've said been false. I've been in this industry too long, seen too much to sit around and lie on people. My truth is my truth. And that's all I'm ever going to speak. You can question me, try to discredit me, whatever. But that doesn't change the fact that what I said was real. If it doesn't sit right with you, maybe it's because it's something you don't want to hear. But that doesn't make it a lie. It's just the truth, and the truth hurts sometimes. And let's be clear. Just because I'm speaking on certain things, don't mean I'm the only one who's seen them. There's plenty of people in this industry who know exactly what I'm talking about. It's just that most folks are too scared to speak out, or they're too wrapped up in their own egos to care about the real. But I'm not here for the games. I'm here to let you know what's real, period. So keep calling it false if it helps you sleep at night. But don't get it twisted. My words are never going to be less true just because you don't like what they are. I'm not here to sugarcoat nothing for you. I'm here to speak the truth, even if it means standing alone. Oh, now we talking about that viral video? You really think I'm out here lying on purpose? Nah, I don't move like that. First of all, let me clear this up for y'all. That video, the one y'all talking about, it's been edited straight up. Anybody who knows anything about the internet, about media manipulation, knows that you can't trust what you see or hear when it's coming from a clip that's been touched. See, this is the thing. People love to spin narratives. And when it don't fit their agenda, they go straight to altering things. They take a little snippet, play with the audio, and voila, now it's a scandal. You think I'm out here making that mistake? Nah, I don't play those games. You want to talk about facts? You better talk about the full context. Now, if you want to listen to someone's edited version of a conversation, be my guest. But don't come at me like I'm some puppet out here who don't know how to protect my own words. That footage and audio, messed with. It's been twisted, plain and simple. And let's talk about credibility for a second. Who's the one behind this edited content? I'm not saying Storm Monroe's trying to lie. But I'm also saying anybody can get caught up in the hype, and sometimes people will twist your words to fit their narrative. You think that's not happening here? I'm telling you right now, it's been doctored, and the truth is bigger than the lies they're trying to sell you. So you want to keep running with that viral nonsense? Do your thing. But I know what I said, and I know what was said about me. I'm not here to argue with people who don't want the full story. All I'm gonna say is this. Watch the whole thing. Look at the sources and use your brains. Don't let these manipulated clips have you out here looking crazy. Listen, I get why people are split on this. We live in a world where everything is questioned. And I'm not surprised people are trying to make sense of what's been thrown out there. But let's be real. The reason why folks are quick to believe that clip is because it fits the narrative they want to hear. They see a headline, they see a clip, and boom, their minds are made up. People want to see the drama. They want to see the scandal. It's easier to believe something's real if it confirms what you already want to believe. That's the truth. Now, as for why folks are so quick to believe it, let's be honest. People are looking for that big story, that big headline. Jay-Z, the name alone has people's heads spinning. I get it. The name carries weight. People have been trying to tear down his image for years. So when they hear my name attached to his, it's like the perfect storm of drama. They want to believe it because it's juicy. But believing something doesn't make it the truth. Now, as far as the Star report in the clip, look, I'm not here to throw anyone under the bus. I don't know if he had malicious intent or if he was just running with what was given to him. But the reality is this. Anybody can cut and paste something to make it look like something. It's not. You think those edits don't happen every day? Of course they do. It's all about the clicks, baby. I've said it once and I'll say it again. Nothing was done to me by Jay-Z. You don't see me out here saying he did something in the way they're trying to twist it. What I said is what I said. And if people are really listening to that clip without context, then it's on them to sort out the truth for themselves. But let's be real. Most folks aren't going to go look for the truth because it's easier to just consume what's handed to them. So why do people think the clip is real? Because it's easy. It fits the drama. It aligns with the narrative they want to believe. But just because it's easy to believe doesn't make it true. Don't let your emotions trick your brain, y'all. I'm not here for the mess, but I'm also not here for the lies. Let me tell you something real quick. People are always gonna have something to say when you speak the truth. See, when you ruffle feathers, especially with folks in power, they want you to shut up and fall in line. But let me ask you this. If I was lying, why would they care? Why all the noise? Lies don't hurt anybody. The truth does. Now, as for Jay-Z or anyone else suing me, listen, they can come for me if they want, but facts don't lie. Receipts are receipts. And let's be real, lawsuits are just another way to silence people to make you too scared to talk. But I'm not scared. Never been scared. The backlash, that's expected. People don't like when you disrupt their fantasies. They want to believe in the shiny image, the curated stories. But the industry ain't pretty. It's a machine. So if folks want to call me a liar, fine. Let them. But tell them to bring proof because I'm out here standing on my truth. You feel me? Oh, absolutely. Let me tell you something. Most people ain't even mad at what I'm saying. They mad at who's saying it and how loud my voice has gotten. See, they don't expect someone like me, a woman, black, unfiltered and unapologetic to have this much reach. They thought I'd fade into the background, but here I am still standing, still talking. And that makes some folks real uncomfortable. It's not just the truth I'm telling. It's the audience I've built. When people start listening, that's when the real threat kicks in. You could be screaming in the wilderness for years and they don't care. But the moment your voice becomes amplified, oh, now you're a problem. It's jealousy too, let's be real. People don't like seeing someone rise up without playing the game, without bowing down to the gatekeepers. And here I am, not needing their cosigns, not asking for their approval, just speaking my truth. And the people are responding. That's what really burns them up. The truth? That's secondary. What they hate is that I'm taking up space and they can't control it. And the more they hate, the louder I get. Let me break this down. See, in this game, especially on these platforms like YouTube, everybody is out for themselves. It's all about clicks, views, and that almighty dollar. When I came through and did those interviews with Storm Monroe, it wasn't about clout for me. It was about speaking my truth and exposing what people needed to hear. But for some folks, it was just business, a way to cash in on the drama. Here's the thing, when you collaborate with people, you expect loyalty, or at least some mutual respect. But loyalty, that's rare out here. Once folks think they've gotten what they need from you, they'll flip the script. And why? Because drama sells even more than truth. Now, instead of standing by the person who helped put their platform on the map, they think, ow, how can I keep the momentum going? Oh, let me come for Jaguar now. That'll keep people talking. It's sad, really. Instead of building with you, they'd rather tear you down because tearing you down keeps the machine running. And let's not ignore the bigger issue here. They don't like seeing a strong Black woman control her narrative. That scares them. They think, oh, she's not playing nice. She's not letting us box her in. So they pivot, thinking they'll come out on top. But here's what they don't realize. Truth doesn't die. They might profit off my name for a minute, but I'm still standing. And I'm still talking. And that's what they hate. You can't cancel what's real. You feel me? Now we're really getting into the heart of things. Let me tell you. Storm Monroe is a perfect example of what happens when people get too comfortable in the spotlight and forget about loyalty and respect. It's one thing to make money together, but when you start making money off of someone, that's a whole other issue. To call me mentally ill? Nah, that's the oldest trick in the book when people can't handle the truth you're speaking. It's classic manipulation. You come for someone's mental health because if you can discredit their sanity, then everything they say doesn't matter, right? That's how they shut you up. But let's be clear about something. Calling me mentally ill doesn't make my words any less true. It just shows that when people can't fight facts, they go for character assassination. That's a weak move. A real person wouldn't stoop to that level. They'd either stand by their words or take responsibility for their actions. The betrayal? That's just another reminder that you can't trust everybody. You can't trust these internet friends who are all smiles in front of the camera but have knives behind their backs. And you know what? I'm not mad because I know what comes with this game. People will use you, abuse you, and then discard you when they think they've gotten all they can. But let me tell you something. No matter how many times they try to tear me down, no matter how many false narratives they try to spin, the truth stands strong. I've been through way worse than any of these little games. I don't play by their rules. They want to act like I'm crazy? Fine. Let them. But when you look at the receipts and see the impact I've made, you'll realize who's really crazy out here. You feel me? Let me tell you something about trolls and harassment. They're not just some internet noise. They're real. And the reason I speak on it is because people think you're supposed to just let it slide. Nah, that's the problem. We've been taught to tolerate disrespect, to let people run their mouths, and to act like it doesn't matter. But it does matter. If you're not going to defend your peace, who will? Now, some folks might say, just focus on singing and making money. But what they don't realize is that the two are connected. The people who hate on you, who stalk and harass you, they want to disrupt your life. They think they can silence you with their negativity. And if you don't respond, they feel like they've won. But the truth is, responding doesn't mean you're weak. It means you're protecting your space and standing up for your dignity. You're showing that you won't let them mess with your mind, your career, or your peace. And don't get it twisted. I'm still out here singing, making music, and doing what I love. But I can't just act like the mental and emotional toll that harassment takes on a person is something I can ignore. You want me to just stay silent? Nah. You want me to be a robot and act like it's all good? Nah. You're human. You're allowed to speak your mind, defend your space, and handle your business. So do I agree with the critics? No. There's no balance when you're being attacked. You have to handle the situation head on, because if you don't, you let the trolls win. They want to see you fold. But what they don't understand is I'm built different. So yeah, while I'm out here doing my thing, I'll always stand up for myself. Don't think that's a distraction. That's protecting my legacy. I'm not just a singer, I'm a person, a Black woman in this game. And if you think you're just gonna walk all over me while I'm focused on making money, then you've got me twisted. The money and the peace come together. You can't separate them. Look, let me be clear about one thing. Family dynamics are complicated. That's a whole different world, and I don't expect people to understand it. My son's decisions are his own, just like mine are mine. I've always tried to raise him with love and honesty, but he's his own person with his own path to walk. So if he chose to do an interview with Tasha K, that's on him. Now, as far as Tasha K goes, let me just say this. I'm not in the business of holding grudges. I'm not in the business of letting anyone use my name for clicks and views. But people will be who they are. I've said before that the industry is full of people who will use anything, any relationship, any story, any moment to profit. That's just how it works. Is it painful? Yeah. But I can't control what other people do, and I can't dictate how my son navigates his own life. He's got to figure that out. Does it sting that he did it with someone I don't vibe with? Sure. But life's messy like that. People make choices and they live with them. If he's doing it for clout or whatever his reasons are, I can't stop him. But what I can do is make sure that I stay true to myself and my integrity. At the end of the day, I'll be honest about my truth, regardless of who wants to talk to who. And if people think I'm supposed to be hurt or angry, well, that's on them. I'm not going to let anyone's decisions stop me from standing in my power. I've walked my path, and I'll continue to walk it, regardless of who's with me or against me. What I want people to understand is that family is family, but your peace and your principles, that's your legacy. And And that's what I'm focused on. Listen, anytime a situation like that comes up, especially when it involves minors, it's serious. And it's a whole different level of conversation. Allegations like that are not something to play with, not something to ignore. If those allegations are true, it's horrifying. And nobody should be above accountability for that kind of behavior, no matter who they are or how much power they have. And I'm not here to speculate on something I don't have all the facts about. But when it comes to the industry, we know the stories that have been hidden in the shadows for years. People in power often think they can get away with anything. Too often, especially in hip-hop and entertainment, we see the stories of abuse and exploitation swept under the rug, hidden behind the glitz, the glamour, and the fame. So when an allegation like this is made, it's a huge red flag, and it should be investigated thoroughly. No stone left unturned. But here's the real talk. This isn't just about one person, one story, or one allegation. It's about a whole system that's been complicit in protecting predators and silencing victims. It's about power structures that allow men to do whatever they want because they've got the money, the influence, and the connections to cover it up. And people might not want to hear this, but a lot of times the very same people who are admired and elevated in the public eye are the ones who are enabled to do the most harm. Why? Because money and power protect them, but I'm a believer that eventually the truth always comes out. You can't suppress it forever. So for me, it's not just about Jay-Z or Diddy. It's about the bigger conversation on abuse in the industry, how often it's ignored, and how we as a society allow these things to continue because of fame and wealth. Everyone should be held accountable, and I don't care how big you are, how many records you sold, or how much money you got in the bank. If you're out here violating people, especially children, that's not okay. I'll leave it at that for now, but I hope those who've been victimized find justice. And I hope the system finally starts holding people accountable. You feel me? Oh, Karizma Speaks bringing AI Jag to YouTube? Now that's an interesting move, ain't it? I think it's wild how the digital world is transforming. And people are starting to really tap into AI to bring voices like mine. Real, raw, and unfiltered to a whole new audience. If Karizma is using AI to channel that Jaguar Wright energy, then hey, I'm not mad at it. People want to hear uncut truth. They want to hear the rawness of what's really going on. And if that's what she's bringing, then more power to her. But here's the thing, AI Jag, it's cool, but it ain't the same as the real me. The real me is out here in the flesh, saying exactly what's on my mind with the fire, the heart, and the spirit behind it. The thing about AI is, no matter how well it can mimic your voice, it can't capture that soul. You feel me? That being said, if Karizma is using this as a way to bring more attention to important issues or to shake up the status quo, I'm not mad at it. People have to use what they've got to get their message out, whether it's technology, music, or a podcast. But AI Jag will always be a digital replica. I'm the real deal. Don't get it twisted. So, I respect Karizma for making moves, but I hope people still know where the truth really lies, in the streets, in the people, and in the real ones who ain't afraid to speak their truth. AI Jag is a cool tool, but the real message comes from me, in the flesh, speaking to the people directly. That's the difference. You feel me? Or are you just vibing with the AI Jag version? Oh, you want me to go there, huh? All right, let's break it down. To Jay-Z. You were once the blueprint, the hustle personified. But as time went on, the game changed you. Power did that. And while you might have risen to the top, don't forget the ones who helped you climb up. Loyalty means something to some of us. You got to remember that there are people out here who didn't just see the glitz and glam. We saw the struggle. I'm not mad at your success. What I'm mad at is how you moved when the tables turn. When you get to a certain level, you can't just throw people away like they're disposable. Your rise was impressive, but if it came at the expense of those you left behind, that's where the real problem lies. To Diddy. Puff, you're the king of reinvention, the ultimate mogul. But don't forget where you came from, who helped put you on. The way you've treated people, especially women in this industry, isn't cool. You built an empire. But how many people did you step on to get there? There are too many stories that never made it to the surface. Too many voices silenced. You can't be a gatekeeper and an abuser in the same breath. We see you. To Clive Davis. Oh, Clive, the kingmaker. You had a hand in shaping so many careers, but let's not forget you were also part of the machine that chewed up a lot of artists. You gave opportunities, but at what cost? Your legacy is built on the backs of a lot of people who had to play the game the way you wanted them to. At the end of the day, it's about who you're willing to sacrifice to protect your own empire. And that's something people like me won't forget. You can pretend to be a mentor, but we know what happens behind those closed doors. You're part of the reason the industry stays corrupt. The truth's still out there. Final words for all three of you. People like you, powerful, wealthy, untouchable, like to think you're above the law, above accountability. But truth doesn't bend to power. One day the truth catches up and it'll always shine through the cracks, no matter how many walls you build. The world changes, and those who thought they were untouchable might just find themselves on the other side. So, I'm not out here wishing you harm. But know this, there are people who remember, who see, and who will always speak the truth, even if it costs them everything. And that's real. Oh, no doubt, Karizma. Big shout out to Karizma Speaks for always bringing the heat, asking the real questions, and giving space for those who aren't afraid to speak their truth. Keep doing your thing, and don't let anyone try to silence you. Your platform is important, and the people need to hear it. You got my full support. Keep shaking things up and shining light on the truth. Much love to you and your movement. And hey, to everyone listening, if you're not tuned in to Karizma Speaks, you're missing out. Get with it. Stay real, stay bold. Peace.